Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're cracking open a classified government document. This is the official 2025 Manual for Income Tax Search and Seizure Operations. Yeah, we're going to go inside one of the most secretive, high-stakes government operations there is and see exactly how it all works, step by step, straight from their own playbook.
Right from the get-go, the manual makes one thing crystal clear. The game has totally changed. We're not talking about dusty old ledgers and shoeboxes stuffed with cash anymore. Nope. The hunt has moved on. It's all about encrypted hard drives, cloud servers. The modern treasure hunt is for digital gold.
So, what really happens during an income tax raid? I mean, we all see the sensational headlines, right? But the actual process, it's a total black box. What are the rules? What's the official protocol? Well, this manual is our guide. It's going to give us a super rare peek behind the curtain at how these things are supposed to go down. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to follow the whole life cycle of a raid exactly as it's laid out in the official playbook. We'll start with the tip-off, then get into the crazy detailed planning phase. After that, it's the strike, then how they seize the evidence, and finally, we'll look at the aftermath. All right, let's kick things off with that first little spark that gets the whole thing started. Every single one of these major operations, every raid that makes the news, it doesn't start with a bang. It starts with a whisper. Just a single piece of information, a tiny thread that investigators grab onto and just start pulling. So where do these threads even come from? Well, this is where it gets interesting. The manual reveals this massive intelligence network. I mean, the tip-off could be anything. It might be an automated flag from their own e-filing portals, a report on a sketchy transaction from another agency, like the FIU, a confidential informant looking for a reward. Or, get this, it could be something as simple as someone bragging on social media, or even good old-fashioned on-the-ground surveillance. But, and this is a really important point, this isn't just about suspicion. The manual is super clear about this. The authorities can't just act on a whim or a hunch. No way. They have to secretly verify all of this information and build a solid, credible case to establish what the law calls a reason to believe. Only after they have that can they even think about asking for authorization to conduct a raid. All right, so once they've got that solid reason to believe and the whole operation gets the green light, things shift gears. We're now moving into a phase of incredibly meticulous planning, something that the manual itself describes as having almost military precision. The playbook lays out 5 really clear steps for this whole prep phase. First, you gather the intelligence. Then, get the high-level authorization. After that, it's time to assemble the right team, prepare these specialized search kits for them, and finally, set up a control room that's going to act as the nerve center for the whole thing. As you can tell, nothing, and I mean nothing, is left to chance here.
Okay, and I think this part is just fascinating. The stuff that goes into one of these search kits, it's this wild mix of old school and super modern tech. On one hand, you've got the official warrant, a traditional brass seal, and even sealing wax with needles and thread. But then right alongside that, you've got digital storage devices for cloning hard drives, evidence bags, and even a metal detector. It's the whole shebang. Think of the control room as the brain of the entire operation. It's the central command hub that connects all the different teams out in the field. They're managing logistics, sending in extra people if a team needs it, and this is key. They're getting progress reports every 2 hours from every single location. This gives them a complete, real-time picture of the raid as it's all happening. So the plan is locked in. Every team is in position, and now we get to what is easily the most critical and, let's be honest, the most dramatic phase of the whole thing, the strike. Here, it's all about secrecy and perfect timing. The goal is to hit every single target location, we're talking offices, warehouses, homes, you name it, at the exact same predetermined time. They call it strike time. It's absolutely crucial, right? Because it prevents one person from getting a call and tipping off everyone else. And the playbook has protocols for whatever they find. If the premises are unlocked and they're let in, they just have to show the warrant. Simple. But what if the door is locked? Well, first they have to announce themselves and demand to be let in. But if that doesn't work, the playbook is very clear. The team is fully authorized to break open any door or window to get access. Now, here's a crucial point that might surprise you. This whole search isn't done in a vacuum.
To make sure everything is transparent and above board, the agents have to call on 2 or more independent residents from the area to act as official witnesses for the entire search. And this is really interesting. The manual includes something called a taxpayer's charter, and they have to show this to the person being searched right at the beginning. It lays out all their rights, like the right to see the warrant, but also their duties, like cooperating and not destroying evidence. It's basically a rule book for both sides in a very intense situation. Okay, so once they're inside and all the initial legal stuff is done, the main event begins. The team's objective now is to find and seize any and all evidence of undisclosed income and assets. The law gives the officers some pretty significant powers here. There's a specific provision, Section 132-subsection 3, that's really important. Let's say they find something they can't physically take with them, like a huge safe that's bolted to the floor. Under this rule, they can place a restraint order on it. It basically means they seal it on site, and the owner is legally forbidden from accessing it. And, reflecting the times we live in, the playbook now has specific, detailed protocols for seizing what they call virtual digital assets. So, yeah, we're talking about cryptocurrencies. They have a whole procedure for how to take control of these digital assets, just like they do for traditional cash and gold. There's another really fascinating concept in the manual called deemed seizure. So picture this. What if the asset is something you just can't physically remove, like the entire stock of a huge warehouse? With deemed seizure, they don't take it away. Instead, they legally consider it seized right where it is. This means the owner can't sell it, move it, or do anything with it without getting prior approval. It's a way to control assets without hauling them away. So, you might think that once the teams pack up and leave, the raid is over. But that's not the case at all. In a lot of ways, the real work, the aftermath, is just getting started. After the raid, everything is about procedure and chain of custody. All the seized materials are handed over to a designated custodian. Any cash that was found gets deposited straight into a government account. And then, the mountain of paperwork begins. They prepare detailed reports, checklists, and finally, a big appraisal report that details everything they found. This report basically becomes the foundation for the formal tax case against the person. When you read through this whole manual, what you're really seeing is a picture of an institution that's running to keep up. It's trying to adapt to complex digital finance and increasingly sophisticated ways people try to hide money. This playbook is a living document. It's always being updated. But it does leave you with one final big question, right? In this constant, high-stakes game of cat and mouse, can the rulebook ever really be more than one step behind?